Hello, hello, I'm EK, he's DAZAI, and we're back to talk about comics. So this is Zona Cero by Faye Villanueva. Initially, Zona Cero is 4 issues, prequels. And then, ayun. So, they're now compiled into this one volume that you can see right now. It's normal zine size. So it's the size is just right compared to most zines. So the size is similar to most zines. Okay. Then this is the back of the book. Zona Cero is the prequel story of Incognito. Incognito you might have also seen in both Comic-Con and Comiket. It's now running at 10 issues at the moment. Okay? So, yun. Yes, you can buy them at Shopee and FB and IG. Okay? So, yun. Okay. By this world building, Intramuros is the premier nation at the moment, the most technologically advanced, and occupies many colonies around it. Manavu is the independent territory below it, rich in natural resources. That is why Intramuros, as the whole nation that it is in this story, is interested in Manavu. Manavu, however, is a very independent nation composed of several independent tribes. So, Intramuros has already started attempting to occupy Manobu, but always they win over the Intramuros army that keeps being sent, and even defeats the Iron Soldiers that are sent against them. Okay? So, saan ba to? Therefore, the Governor General decides to change tactics regarding fighting the independent tribes in Manobu. Therefore, he wants to reactivate the Hidalgo. Hidalgo in this story are like Green Berets, special elite forces. Okay, they dissembled this one because some of them rebelled and created a civil war. After many years have passed, they want to try again to make a new elite force. Since iron soldiers and iron don't work on them, they might try human soldiers. So in comes Antonio Malik, our bida, our hero in this story, who is the son of Ferdinand Malik, the mayor of the area, and I think he's one of the previous Hidalgo. Okay, so yun. So Anton, he's known as Anton most of the story. So he undergoes the training. You already see some of the discrepancy between the Indio and the Ilustrado. Anton Malik is Ilustrado, okay, but he manages to survive and be successful at the very intensive training for the Hidalgo. And when things are said and done, he is even chosen to be colonel, highest rank among the Hidalgo, the special elite forces. And then these are the some of the Manobu tribes that Anton and is being sent to fight against. So, but they're very fiercely independent and fiercely intelligent, no matter what Intramuros thinks. And there are already warnings of the battle to come. Okay. So therefore, ayan. So, Anton is very adorable. He's very down to earth. He's very imperfect and he's fine. He likes it that way. But ayun. But he's also very talented. That's why he got the attention of everyone. However, the Governor General is very worried about him, that he might take his place. Okay. So therefore, but the Hidalgo were established to dominate over the Manobo territory. So they were made exactly for that purpose. And then, so Anton's first mission as a new colonel is to lead one of the forces that will defeat Manobu. Okay, so that's the core of the story. Yun. However, yun, of course, the tribes on Manobu are, one of them led by Datu Tulang is armed and ready for them. So they're not as helpless as they think. Okay, so yun. But things start to unravel from here, and things get a lot more complicated than Anton expected. Yun. And because Anton is this character who likes to, who's friendly and likes to be with his men, he doesn't like to be dominating over his men. He was in the heat of the battle when things started to go very, very wrong after this. Okay, the pages after this will be spoiler. Okay, and things started to get very, very wrong. And also, while the fighting was going on, Anton was fighting directly with one of the leaders of the Manobo tribes, and he realized this, that why the enemy was asking, why are they being killed, for what reason, diba? So it at least stopped Anton, made him think. Okay, and so many others would not think, diba? That's what made him different. Okay, so, and also that made him consider his actions all in this moment. Okay. Yun. When the dust settles, when everything is said and done, Manobu, many of the tribes of Manobu feel the wrath of Intramuros, but somehow Anton manages to survive despite everything that happened. So, but he is in Manobu territory with Datu Agyu, and one of the elders. And so he stayed at that Bahay Kubo with them. And because of this association with members of the Manobo tribe and their kindness to him during this part, he starts to question what he did and what Intramuros is doing in general and specifically in Manobu. And that makes him a question of identity, a question of his beliefs, a question of his actions, and a question of who he is. And that it's that important. Okay, yeah. The Bonobo tribes also give him an ultimatum that make a decision. If you're going to side with us, we give you 3 days. If you're going to side with them, we will kill you also within 3 days. Ayun. So there's an ultimatum like that also given to him. So it also helps to solidify what he thinks. Okay. So as I'm showing to you, this is actually a lot better than most people give it credit for. Please. Okay. So yun. Again, this is so these are there are 4 issues inside this compilation. This is the back of the book, and this is the front of the book. Okay, Zona Cero is ground zero, meaning most of the events lead to a ground zero, centralizing around Anton Malik. And then Zona Zero is a prequel story to the Incognito series, where Anton Malik is already general, and something of a rogue soldier that has to investigate and deal with several criminals or deal in Intramuros itself. He was recalled back. Ayun. But that's for another day. And hopefully they make a compilation of Incognito already. I think what many people see about this story sometimes, especially artists, is some of the roughness of the manga style art by Faye Villanueva. However, what I want you to understand is the paneling and the pacing of this story is well thought out and well planned and very easy to understand. So therefore the story is very readable this way. Also, the story is it first you if you read the chapter intervals of this compilation, the story was planned out first before any art was done. Therefore, so this the story that influences the art, not the other way around. So all the movement of the art and the movement of the characterization is dependent on the story. So the pacing and the paneling of the art is dependent on the story and the story it wants to deliver. Okay. Also, the characterization of this series is very incredible, especially for Anton Malik. Anton Malik is for me one of the more memorable characters made by indie comics history. He is very imperfect. He is strong and powerful in his own way, but he is also very imperfect. He knows it, but not in an arrogant way, and he just likes to live his life. But also, you realize that he has hidden depth to him while this story is being told, and it's incredible how gradually it's scattered through the story, and it's not dumped on you in one position. It's always it's scattered throughout the story and delivered well, therefore giving you this character that you like and that you want to follow and that you root for and hope that he succeeds in what he does, diba? That you don't want him to fall into the trap of being an evil person, because he really easily could, diba? And in the path and in the trajectory that was given to him, even handed to him, being a person of the elite, being a privileged person, and then he decides to question that privilege. It's incredible, diba? Yun, and you keep having this story while having a good time, because interspersed there's a lot of comedy to this story. There's still a lot of action. There are a lot of action scenes. There are a lot of wide shots. There are even a few special powers along the way. So it's never boring while you're given a story where you are made to think, but not in a way that is very intrusive. It's just part of how the story is told, diba? Therefore, readers, especially those that are not directly connected to comics world, they see this immediately. They see this readily. The easy readability of this series and how it's easy to approach, how easy it is to relate to the characters, how easy the story is to follow, and how you want this character to succeed in a good way, in a way that is unique to him and different from the morals of the people around him. It's incredible that way. So please always note these things when you make your comics, as these are some things that tend to be overlooked sometimes, and therefore this leads to characters that are forgettable and or stories that are forgettable. Okay, so always remember to remember your readers when you always know that there are readers, that people will read your work, and you make a story for a reader, for many readers, hopefully. Okay, so always remember that when you make a story. And then, so yun. And lastly, please read this book already. Please make friends already with Faye Villanueva and her husband, Arya Chelabian. Despite what the art style looks, it is very competent. It knows what it wants to do. It is capable in what it wants to do. I know it's not as smooth and not as crisp as other people's, but it knows what it wants to do. So it's very likable that way. So please like these two creators first and make friends with them also again. And please read Zona Cero and Incognito. They're awesome, okay? Please let me say that, okay? And again, I'm EK and he's DAZAI, and please keep reading and please keep enjoying Pinoy comics. Thank you.